Alright, how to paint a lakeland scene. Well, those are ways to paint that. Paint one of those scenes. You can put some hills in the distance. I like doing that. Or you can just have some trees. So now I think we'll do one with hills in the distance. So the first thing is to wet the paper all over. This is wet painting. This is a piece of Saunders Waterford, £90, very lightweight paper, and very good paper. So now I usually give a coat of raw sienna. So we've got raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, burnt sienna, and cadmium yellow. So let's just get a little bit of a blush on there. Now, so we're going to put water in. We want to reflect that in the sky and the water, and then I like to put a bit of red or a bit of alizarin in. Alizarin is quite a weak colour. These are Cotman Winsor & Newton colours. And we'll put a bit of blue in over the top. A nice big bit of blue. Make sure your paints are nicely mixed. You don't want too many streaks. I'll probably use a sponge too. Let's get that colour in the foreground. Okay, there we are. Right, well that's what we call a graduated sky. Now the paper is starting to expand. We can, with the water, let's get out there. Just a tug and reclip it, and it'll go completely flat. Wonderful. Right. I don't want to ruin that by doing anything else to it. I'll give it a dry now. I use a hairdryer a lot with watercolours, it for the main reason that I can crack on with the job in hand. So always handy. Now this is a really good effect. Well, it's not really dry yet. I'll just carry on a bit. I'm going to use a sponge on the foreground, but now what we've got to do now is to get a medium hake, put some water on it, and using some of this palette grey here, look. So just nice light touch. Okay, now get your horizon. So if you're a bit worried about horizons being horizontal, no problem, you draw a line. But don't gouge the paper, of course. Just a light touch, all light touch. Watercolour painting is about the lightness of your touch. Right, and we're putting, while that's wet, we can put in some nice greeny just mixing 3 primaries on there. So a bit more blue in there. Just a bank of trees on the horizon. Got a bit of that lovely red. Just okay. Now you can leave reflections out on moving water or wind ruffled water, but I think we'll just add a bit more water in your brush and just touch. I'm leaving a little bit of margin here and there. Right, okay, now I'll just get that bluer colour in some of these. Okay, I might be able to bleed that out a little bit more. Bit of clean water. I don't want to disturb what's underneath, but I just want to soften that edge there. Okay, so that was easy enough, wasn't it? Okay, So all we've got to do is worry about the foreground. Now I'm going to go back to the large hake and just put in some texture for a foreground. Just move that down there a bit out of the way. See how flat the paper is? Very little detail in the background, that's all distant. Right, here we go. So what colour? So let's have some raw sienna. A bit so heavier than that. When you get hairs sticking out of your hake, just pull them out. A bit of yellow in there. Bit of blue over there, like a green. A bit more of that, and we'll just a bit of marsh. Okay, now we don't want too much symmetry, but here we want a nice dark green. So the yellow, blue, red, more blue, bit of yellow, so we just a bit darker, red, blue. Just put in some bit of texture in here, a bit of dark, nice dark, bit of burnt sienna and ultramarine, gives you a dark. Just mixing the blue, the red and the yellow. So let's get this higher up here. More green or more yellow in that. Just a bit of foliage hanging over the side of the water. I'm trying to get a good dark, and I could use Payne's grey of course, just to go into here. But I'm trying to get plenty of colour. I will have smaller over the other side, don't go up so high, otherwise it will just look as if we're just repeating ourselves. Okay, right, I'll give that a dry now, and then we can think about a little bit of detail. Right, bit I don't like there is that replicating the shape of the hake. I don't like that. Someone sort of mentioned, one of my followers, that asked me if I have a problem with new hakes and stuff. Well, I don't, because they're buying. These are wrong Ranson hakes. There are others. But these are the best I've ever used. Some with metal ferrules, they all do different things. It's what you get used to. So try things. I give you a guide, but unless I use a rigger now, just put a little bit of a detail in here. Could use a sponge on that just to give a bit of texture, but I think I'll pass on that. I'm just wondering if I can just lift out a little bit of that in here. Sorry if my head's in the way. Okay. I'm going to use a bit of white. I'll use a bit of white gouache if I can find it. Yeah. I keep meaning to replace this one. It's getting a bit turgid, a bit stiff. Ooh. Yeah, I'll throw it. I'll go to Hobbycraft in the week and get a nice tube of that. Right, a bit of water onto the gouache. Just needs a bit of that work. Just a couple of little bows. There we are. There's a bit in here. Okay, I'm going to leave that. It's a tutorial basically for beginners. It's easy. I've done nothing other than showing you how to work wet in wet to get the lovely background. Look, it's all merged and it's just lovely and fresh. Now I'll put a bird in. The thing about birds, they're only just ticks really, but they link the sky to the land. I don't want to put any rowboats in. I don't want to try and over clutter it. I think it's quite a reasonable painting. But always remember to sign your work, because you might not think it's good, but someone else will. Right, I'll put that in a mount. That's all I'm going to do. another day tomorrow. I'll paint for Patreon tomorrow, I think. So if you want to support me, you can always go on Patreon. About 400, over 450 videos on there. Right, okay, well there we are. So a very, very simple, placid, peaceful scene. Hope you like it, folks. So I'll get this uploaded now. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.